It has been a week since Megan was repaired and she was stuck in the sheds with Eric and Johnny. Although the three big engines were there grumbling, one of them began to feel sorry for themselves. Mr. Newton is right. We should never try to prove to him that we're able to cross that bridge where it is still repaired in the first place. We're really sorry you have to put up with that situation, Megan. Megan was still cross. Well, you should be. I've been getting into trouble for crossing the bridge because of what you guys gave me your advices. I realize now that it's dangerous to go on a bit of track at the detour. I don't know why you didn't want to put up with the consequences, but this has to stop. Look, we know what we did was wrong, and we shouldn't have done it. We're really sorry you've been involved with this, and we won't do it again. Just then, at that moment, Mr. Newton arrived. It is good to know that you three had learned your lesson about ignoring the danger signs. Now, today, there is to be a carnival of animals. I have agreed for my engines to take a parade of our most famous animals along the main line. Eric and Megan, you may take the elephant. And Johnny, you can take a tiger and some sloth bears. Yes, sir. I've never pulled the animal carnival special before. This must be exciting. I can't wait to show the passengers to see how splendid my train was. Like the last time I remember when I once pulled a circus train where it was already over in New York. Later that day, the animals had arrived at the docks from faraway land to come ride on the carnival train. Eric and Megan were soon coupled up to their car, which held a large elephant. Whoa, this elephant looks very big. And very heavy, I imagine. I think we only need to go at a slow, steady pace anyway, Megan. The animals won't like high speeds or too much noise. Don't worry about it, Eric. I know how to be careful with special cars like I had before. Johnny returned from his passenger train and was soon coupled up to the cars, holding the tiger and the sloth bears. Wow, these animals look amazing up close, and they look cute. We'll be ready to begin in a moment. So Johnny, you get ready to lead the way. Then, Megan and Eric will follow, and they will go last with the biggest animal. Yes, sir. Alright, everyone. Let's get rowing. Are you ready, Eric? I'm ready, Megan. Soon the whole cavalcade began the carnival parade. Children flooded the platform, and their parents awaiting the carnival. Johnny came past first carrying the tigers and sloth bears. He whistled happily at the sound of the cheering children. It feels good to be admired once again, even when I'm pulling such special cargoes. Unfortunately, Johnny wasn't aware that what happened when the tigers didn't like all the noise and fuss. They didn't like the noise at all. It was too much for them, and it wasn't used to being watched by so many people at once. In its enclosure at the zoo back where they lived in faraway place, it had a space to keep as far from people as possible. But the children here were very close, and there were lots of flashing cameras everywhere. The tiger began to roar loudly, but that only made the children even more excited. Eric and Megan heard it and could see the tiger was not happy. It was even starting to get angry. It rammed its bars hard.
"Johnny, get into the siding! The tiger's getting upset!"
Johnny heard and went onward as fast as he was allowed to get the tiger away to somewhere quiet and occupied. The children were disappointed, but Mr. Newton assured them that the tiger needed peace or it would get angry. He also promised him that no more animals would be taken out of the parade. And he was right. The rest of the parade route was successful, and all the children were very happy. Some even saw the tiger in the siding later on the passenger train. Johnny was keeping it company so as to make sure it's safe, and it much preferred this to being part of a noisy carnival. Later that night, Mr. Newton went to see the engines. "Well done, all of you. You acted well and made all the visitors happy." At least the tiger didn't have to hear about the noisy carnival again, even after he didn't like how noisy it was to begin with. I can tell why it needs a place that is quiet rather than noisy places. And I'm sorry about that, sir. Never mind, Johnny. None of this was your fault. I've heard the tiger roar so much. The children seemed to be upset not wanting to see it again because of how angry it starts to be. After the parade was over, I sent Mark, Kathy, and Ernest to take the cars away, so you won't have to deal with the tigers again. Right now, I've decided that you'll be pulling passengers again tomorrow, since you've been behaving good today, Eric and Megan. Eric and Megan were delighted. Later, they were asleep, feeling happy that they had been really useful.